So we were invited to go to ForceX, and they're kind of a company that creates software for the military, working with the Agile and the Scrum, and because that is something that I'm teaching in my class, so it was very exciting to see that in action.
We make ISR software, which is intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance software. So I like to say it's, on a battlefield, we are often in the sky, helping to get information from the battlefield or from other places to the people who need it.
My hope was that we could sort of convey what talents and skills that they would need to teach their kids, how they could relate that into their lesson plans. So give them a little window into how they would apply those things once they left school.
I think it just opens up our eyes to different experiences we couldn't have come up with on our own. It's one thing to look online and see what other people have done, but it's another thing to do it ourselves. And I think our students kind of buy into it more. They believe us a little bit more, that we're able to say that we've actually had this experience now, because they know that many of us have very little technology experience on our own, so now this is something we can talk about with actual personal experience.
I would ask the question, I would pose the question, well, how do you use math? How is math used in your job, in your everyday job? And they all said, well, I have to use it all the time when I'm programming. It's so very important.
Everything that they brought up, I recognized from my content area. And that I was really excited, because now I can actually bring it back to the students and say, hey, this stuff that you were just looking at and you think you'll never use after this class, you do use it, especially if you're going into the military. So that was really cool for me, and I tell the kids, and I tell them daily now, that everything I'm teaching you is relevant to a job outside and even in the tech industry.
I mean, you could see, like, as they talked to different people throughout the day, that there was different moments in each one of those talks where they were like, oh, that's how I'm going to use that, and they were quick, they were taking notes like mad, and so it was cool to see how we were able to help them, because at the end of the day, that was good to see that this was really, they were really grooving with what was happening.
Anytime they can see something that's relevant, because a lot of times they think, oh, I'll never see this again, I'll never use this. This happened way back, a long time ago. Nobody cares about this anymore. And if I can bring it to today and how it's going to affect them in the future, I mean, they pay attention, they listen, and they're interested.
I think they're a little bit more excited this year than they were last year, but I think that's because we're a little bit more excited too. We're more comfortable after having our externship this summer.
There's so many benefits to doing these things, and it helps us get connected to the community and learn new ways to get connected to the community. So, there's hardly a downside to it, but obviously these are easy. They're fun. They make sense. And we can have an impact. And it was a week. It was a week of time, and I feel like it makes a difference.